Hello, let us start. Okay, so I'm gonna try doing the rest of the trials all at once, but it's late, so I'll probably just get one or two done. But I am going to do this Gundam fight. Gudrak, I'm afraid we haven't much in the ways of information to share for the front line. We have, however, received word that Gaius wishes to speak with you at Alliance headquarters. I've arranged an escort. But take you to headquarters. So when you're ready to depart, speak with the fellow over there. Ready to head out? Here we are. Severa? God, you're here. Ironworks have completed their analysis of the Ruby weapon and Sid Garland wishes to share his findings. I take it and spare a few moments? Very good. Please wait here while I inform him of your arrival. Glad to come for me. Glad you can make it, Gudrak. I'm sure you're as anxious as anyone to hear what you've discovered. Our earlier hypotheses were proven correct. The Gallians have designed a system wherein a pilot's consciousness can be forcibly supplanted with data based on the memories and experience of others. So, even a ranked amateur could obtain the combat capabilities of a seasoned warrior. Precisely, and we have learned. Wait, let me. Moment. Did I read the wrong voice? So, even a ranked amateur could obtain the combat data of a seasoned warrior? Precisely. And we learned how this was made possible when we opened the copy. The monitors were still operational, and among the messages displayed was one particular phrase caught my attention. Synthetic foresight system. Which is what exactly? Well, the core of the ultimate weapon, was referred to as the Heart of Sabik by the Asians. They believed it to have been a type of foresight. I can't say much of the synthetic sort at this stage, but I've encountered real foresight before. It was extremely potent and perhaps equal in power to the Heart of Sabik. It's unclear whether the Gallians' simulacrum possesses the same property as genuine orosite, but I tend to follow this avenue to see where it leads. units. What we do know is that it was used to supplant the combat data of Neil Van Darnus into the pilot. You have been presumed dead. Who has been presumed dead since before the calamity. Are you any close to discovering how they were able to retrieve this data? The link didn't occur to Gaius at first, but the letter told me of a device fitted to the magic armor of the Empire's high-ranking officers. There is a reason to believe they were designed to emulate the soul crystals used throughout Eorzea. Yes, that was rumored to be its true purpose, but was never publicly acknowledged. Perhaps those in the higher echelons of man wanted to avoid comparisons to the so-called savages. They were meant to be conquering. There's also the question of whether this system even functioned as intended. For what we have seen, we can assume they were successful in gathering combat data of those wearing armor equipped with the device. If the comparison with soul crystals is valid, perhaps this data has transferred via Aether. However, it seems that it's extracted not only memories regarding the combat, but the soldier's very essence. As you say, the combat pilot succumbed entirely to the will of Van Darnus. Though this is merely supposition, it's possible that being fused with the ruby weapon's core accelerated the process and caused deceased legatus to manifest incorporeal. Could it be that the death of the pilot was caused by the system malfunctioning? It's hard to say. The ruby weapon itself was still largely intact when it deactivated, which strongly implies that it was the synthetic horoside running amok that killed her, rather than the damage incurred during battle. But even after our analysis, I'm afraid we still don't have enough information for now. Perhaps we should consult with Gaius as to our next plan of action. Gaius would know how best to proceed. I have yet returned from my reconnaissance. I have just returned from my reconnaissance, and I should reveal my findings before taking a long overdue rest. Valdium has come, bearing vital information. I traced the weary path back to an occupied territory of Warlet, which appears to be where it was built. My grasp of geography is surprisingly poor. Can you enlighten me? While Alamigo is placed in the western edge of Gem, Warlet lies on the opposite side to the east. It was once a proud and prosperous city until it was brought to its knees by the Empire's invaders. They seemed rather well informed. You seem rather well informed. Perhaps I should have taken you with me. I thought that was much. I thought that much was common knowledge. It was also where Alphonse and the others were born. And now the weapon project has brought them home. Yes, the place is now rife with Imperials. They have established an airship supply depot in the coastal town of Tremcliffe. According to the locals, something resembling one of the weapons was introduced there a few days ago. This bodes ill indeed. Were it possible, I would attempt to capture Alphonse and his followers before they can launch an offensive. However, the distance between here and Tremcliffe presents a considerable obstacle, and in all likelihood their weapons will be ready long before we arrive. Approaching by sea would allow us to save time by circumventing their ground-based troops, provided we were able to secure a vessel. You could use the Enterprise, take this most direct route of all, as the crow flies. In the fact, this is a perfect chance to put my top secret plan into action. And might I ask what that entails? It wouldn't have been much of a secret if I told you. Now, would it? What I can say is that there is a starring role planned for you, Gundrak. Why so surprised? Why so surprised? You don't think I'd let you get off this easily, did you? It'll have to be soon, so don't go anywhere. I see. Sid still delights in the keeping others in suspense. I can only hope it does not make us wait over long. Woo! My Gundam! Here it is. G Warrior. Gundrak, not G Warrior. I present Garland Ironworks' adaptation of the Ultima Warrior. The G Warrior. Gundam Warrior. I know elegant design when I see it. Excavated from one of their ruins, no doubt. As is law, to be precise. We came across it during the course of our investigation and decided it would be a shame to let it go to waste. And you would be willing taking this refit relic to face the enemy he's head on? Yes, perhaps your knowledge of the Ultima weapon would be of Perhaps my knowledge of the ultimate weapon will be of use. I'm counting on you as it happens, but first we'll need to perform a test run in the simulator before throwing you into battle. Come, we haven't much time. Let's begin with basic controls. Training simulation, I perhaps 3 trials to teach you the basics. First, I want you to try and attack the guiding system. Don't worry, it won't fly back. G-Warrior is armed with a ranged weapon, blah 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 blah, capabilities. Pew! So far so good. Let's move on to something a bit more advanced, shall we? The G-Warrior is also completely equipped with the Arctic booster. That's how it comes with a price. Activated, it's parts a large stain on the G-Warrior, so be careful. That's why it's best to practice before heading out. Jack, you can test the Pirate Booster if you act. You'll notice that your movement speed is improved and blah 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 blah. It's time to unstable because it does damage to the. Did you actually press the same button? Auto restorations are emergent and the magic occurs. You can rely on the character. The target. Now, to try and use the pirate to damage the target. It's time to node, blah blah blah, attack node and evade the damage. Excellent work, Gudrak. You are the best to deactivate the Piratic Booster while I explain the final trial. We've covered offense, now look for defense. There is where the etheric Aegis comes in handy. Unfortunately, you cannot keep the barrier indefinitely as it drains the jewel's power reserves. You must run the weapon first. That is, deploy the etherical Aegis. The monitor shows that the power is drained. Don't let it get too low. Enough of that. Turn it off the barrier using the same button equipment used to deploy it. As for the last trial, we'll use the etherical Aegis while attempting to destroy the target. Unlike before, there will be no way to escape its attack, so you'll need to weather the bear with the bear.
Behold my mastery of G-Warrior!
You're a natural, alright. That's everything. Time to end the simulation. Duty complete. Today is... Are you sufficiently prepared?
Yes, I am ready.
Then we shall depart for Trencliff. At once. It seems they were expecting us, but who is piloting? Gudrak, we're almost there. You'd better have your wits about you. Initiating combat mode.
God, this is so cool.
Now, get ready to strike. Georier, engage! That sounds awfully familiar.
Blade out, the eye shine. Fuck. But
We cannot afford to lose. There's all or nothing. Activating Oversoul. Hydra's Cub simulation ready. Initiating a synthetic foresight. No, I can't. Hold on. I will be monitoring the situation from the air. Follow my instructions and eliminate the target.
Ah, I had the thing up. Oh well.
Absorbing the etheric. Up for.
Self-repair. Can see. Oh. Self-repair system is good. Deploying turrets. Alright. Defend. I need to recharge my energy. Okay, heal. I need my energy for the shield, the etherical aegis. I can do this! Come on, G-Warrior! You got this! Alrighty.
This time I'm gonna turn it off. The target has been silenced. That damn squid never stood a chance. Now that the immediate threat has been dealt with, we must gather what information we can in Shrine Cliff.
Oh, don't need to go to Garabania yet. Hey, kids are running home.
The Guardians bastards are finally gone, and it's all thanks to you. He hasn't died defending our town when they first invaded, and for all the years since, it's felt like he died for nothing. Now his soul might at last leave. At last find peace. Some of the 7th Legion troops stationed here withdrew before you arrived. I expect to hear if they've regrouped somewhere and getting ready to retake the town. I even heard one of the members of the weapon project is still hiding somewhere in the town. You did well to pilot G-Warrior as adeptly in so short a time. The weapon, largely intact, Sid and his researchers should be able to gather a wealth of valuable information before it is dismantled, perhaps. We shall take one last look upon our of a fallen foe. We should have known Father and his friends would track us down sooner or later. Now they're at our doorsteps and Sapphire Weapon still isn't ready. Even so, it should still be able to fend them off, or at least buy time. Buy us some time. Not quite how I imagined it, but this seems as good as a way to die as any. Rex, Recon, why are you still here? You're supposed to be moving the other weapons to a safe location. And you can take care of that while I pilot this Sapphire Weapon. What are you talking about? I'm the pilot, not you. There's no need to put your life on the line. Besides, it's still incomplete. It can barely perform basic maneuvers, so it'll be practically useless in the real fight. I have a solution, Oversoul. Want to end up like Melisandre? No, of course not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst foe. But she didn't give her life in vain. The ruby weapon left behind data that's been used to improve the system, to prevent any further malfunction. What difference does that make? Once Oversoul is activated and the pilot fused to the core, there's no way back. That is why I shall be the one to pilot the Sapphire, not you. Rex, Alphonse needs you. You and I both know I'm the least qualified pilot we have. There's less to lose if I don't make it back. No, I won't let you. Please, Rex. Listen, hear me out. Ever since we were children, I was the smallest, the weakest, too afraid to stand up for myself, and I had the best brothers and sisters a boy could wish for. They were always there for me, protecting me. Now it is my turn to protect you. Take the other weapons and get out of here. See this through to the end. Good for me. For Melisandre. I'm counting on you, Rex. Brother! Always did have a stubborn streak. Alright, Recon. I won't let you down. Just promise me you'll wait for me. The other side. We'll meet again, brother. You all made me happier than I had any right to be. And now, finally found my purpose. I have no regrets. Come on, Sapphire. We may be far from perfect, but we have a job to do. Let's give Father something to remember us by. The echo, I presume. What did it reveal to you? Recon, my poor boy. You were braver than most could ever hope to be. It's as we feared. I'm sorry, Gaius. First Melissandia, now Recon. We must find the remaining weapons and end this madness.
I have a high-tech armor on, but I have an axe that's like old-timey. It gives me character. Or does it? Actually, I need to check my portrait. Hey, look! I'm falling through space!
Tell me, what did you make of Gaius Belson? I understand the two of you have been acquainted since his days as the Black Wolf. He claims to have shed his pelt when he took up the hunt for Assi, but he's still the same man deep down. He certainly keeps quiet about having a flock of foster children back in the Empire, though it seems he would rather bare his teeth, his former master, than allow harm to come to him. Yet try as I might, I cannot make sense of it. Does he truly fight for the good of mankind, so he would have us all believe, or is it merely biding his time before he reveals his true colors? Whether the answer may be it, in the end, he would always be a guardian, and though there may be honorable men and women among them, I have suffered much and more as a result of their conquest. Barbaric campaigns in which Gaius Belsa played no small part. My first encounter with the Gallians was 20 years ago. Shortly after the fall of Alamiga. They continued their march into lands that had long been home to we Duskrites. We sought to repel the invaders, but we were woefully unprepared. Our bows and arrows were no match for their magitek, and even our most powerful magics did little to slow their advance. I know now I fought on the front lines, but was knocked unconscious in the opening exchange. When I came to, I was alone. The rest of my unit had slaughtered. I hurried back to my village to look for my wife and daughter, only to find the place deserted. My search lasted for days, then weeks, then months. It seemed they had disappeared without a trace. I finally learned that two Imperials held at Bitter Mill, that the villagers have been captured and used as test subjects for the poison gas that would later be known as Black Rose. They were never seen again. 12 long years I roamed aimlessly with the hatred to keep me alive. I eventually found myself at the altar of the Twin Atta, who offered me a place amongst their rank. But the desire for revenge was the only thing I had left, so without a moment's hesitation I accepted. Were it not for the war with the Gallians, with Golemald, I would have been loved to work alongside the city-dwelling Gardenians, who for as long has treated my kind as alchemists. But none of that mattered anymore. It all accumulated with Operation Archon. You led charge into the Praetorium, we were right behind you. And when the place came crumbling down, most of us were caught in the rubble. I escaped my life, though many others were left less fortunate. Having drug himself free from the rubble, I sought a way out. Myself. It was then that I encountered none other than Gaius Belsa. On the verge of death, the gods have delivered me, the man who quested his conquest and robbed me of everything. I was poised, ready to exact my revenge, and then he spoke. I would not beg for mercy, I only asked that you stay my hand a while longer. I cannot die until I have rid the world of the Asian menace. Millennia mankind have danced to that too. No longer. Then, once we have finally freed, my life is yours for the taking. I would have struck him down there and then. I had not sensed truth in his words, so I decided to grant him a stay of execution and joined his hunt. For all this time, I've kept a close eye on Gaius. Though he is ever on the watch for pursuers, he has granted me ample opportunity to slay him if I so choose. I still might. He had shown even the slightest sign of betraying our agreement. But for now, the Gallians are my chosen core. They are indeed the ones pulling the Empire's string. It shall not end until they have been eradicated. Every last one. Though I could not save my kin, there are those who may yet spare the horror of war. Unfortunately, dealing with the Ashians would have to wait until we have brought an end to the Golemald weapon project. Though we may have vanquished 2 of the new weapons, we must make ready every effort to prepare for whatever the Gallians throw at us next. Perhaps Severa can tell us whether the Ironworks engineers have uncovered any information of
Because at the time, I'm not sure if I can, not me, I have time, but because usually not a lot of people queue.
I have been separated from my family ever since I was forced into the army. But I was able to sneak away in Fuchsia. I've got no friends to thank for that. My main core concern is that Legatus Valens can take this lying down. That man is like a dog with a bone. Once he sinks his teeth in, never lets go. He'll be back. I'm sure of it. Severa? The Galen Ironworks engineers are still at work, dismantling the Sapphire weapon, investigating the Trencliffe magic facility. Though they have yet to make the report, they might have some news to share at the junction. Please, wait here a moment. We have yet to find. We have yet to find. We have yet to find. We have yet to finish our investigation, but I can give you a preliminary report. Were you able to recover? You're able to recover anything of note? Before abandoning the facility, they'd attempted to destroy everything they couldn't take with them, including many of their research material. Luckily, some information related to the Sapphire weapon's combat data was intact. Judging by what we saw during the battle, it was extracted from Regulus Van Hydrus, correct? Judging by what we saw during the battle, it was extracted from Regulus Van Hydrus, correct? It also appears that Sapphire weapon was actually in an incomplete state, and therefore unable to perform its full capacity. At full capacity. Even so, it was immensely powerful, and they'd been given the chance to finish it before we'd arrived. Who knows how it would have ended? Indeed, we may not be so fortunate next time. We must prepare for the worst. The Garland Ironworks will continue to investigate the Sapphire weapon and look into possible countermeasures. The echo afforded you a glimpse to the conversation between Recon and Rex prior to the weapon's deployment. Do you remember any other details?
Hand motions. Warrior talks with his hands.
Improvements were made to the synthetic aurosite system to prevent malfunction. Then it was never their intent to create a manifestation of Nelvandanis. There's one thing that was intended. Oversoul its activation results in the pilot being absorbed by the core, killing them in the process. Rex and Recon were fully aware of this, were they not? Then the death of the pilot was by design all along.
It was by design?
Alphonse, how could you? Sacrificing your own siblings to feel these accursed war machines. Surely there is no cause worth paying such a price. Nothing is more precious than family. Nightmare is far from over. It appears that Rex has fled the remaining weapons, and we can assume that Alphonse has every intention for of sending them into battle. We must find a way to disable them before Oversoul can be activated. I have seen enough death. I do not wish to see any more. And there is no time to waste. Let's be about it, Gaius. Severa, you're in charge of here. Keep Sid and his team safe while they carry out the investigation. Understood. Please see that no harm comes to Gaius. While we're gone, I need you to relay everything to the Resistance troops. Your first-hand accounts will prove useful. If there are any developments, I'll be sure to contact you. The uplift. The lift leads down to the storage area where the weapons were kept. Unfortunately, the Imperials didn't leave an awful lot behind for us to investigate, but they did give us a place to carry out maintenance to the Giori. In fact, I'll take you down there for a closer look. You're interested? Yeah, Giori. Ooh. There's my dude. Stop it, game. I'm trying to pose with my mech. Okay. Back to Girabanya. I'm gonna try doing the next trial that will be for me today. For today. And if it goes past 12, then for now. Welcome back. It sounds like you've been on quite an adventure. A journey. All the way to Tremcliff. And judging by the fact like you made it here in one piece, I trust everything went according to plan. Well, an astonishing account. I wouldn't mind putting the G-Warrior through its paces myself. Certainly a lot more stimulating than supervising this rabble, I'd imagine. Anyways, as before, I'll compile the information into a report and it over there for your perusal. Should you feel so inclined, if we read anything from headquarters, we'll be sure to pass it on. I'm gonna put that thing in my room. Meanwhile, in the 4th Legion's Warlit headquarters, 7th. have come to deliver my report, Lord Valens. Ah, so you have returned, young Alfred? Or was it Ulwick? Not that it truly matters, of course. I heard that you and your darling brothers and sisters have allowed the sapphire weapon to fall into in the hands of the enemy. Do tell me it isn't so. I'm afraid so. I am afraid that is the case, Lord Valens. Oh, come now. No need to be so sullen. As they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. And you know how forgiving I can be when it suits me. So tell me, whatever your name is, who was able to test the sapphire weapon? My sources state that one known as the Warrior of Light was assisted by Sid Garland and Gaius Van Bassar, my lord. Garland, yes. Seems he's been quite a troublemaker of late. Defecting from Garlemald, assassinating the Emperor, whatever's next. Oh, well, there's no use carrying or crying over spilled milk. Speaking of which, I've become quite the connoisseur since arriving in Worlet. This particular variant comes from a rare breed of cow. You know, only a number of 100 of them in existence and pampered every day for their lives. Yes, and they are quite valuable. Until their milk dries up, that is. When it does, they are sent to the slaughterhouse, like all the rest. For that is their lot in life. To be discarded once they have served their purpose. Did I create the ruby and sapphire weapon so that you can deliver them gift wrapped to the enemy? I can see it now. Sid no Garland rubbing his rubbing his hands with glee at all the technological marvels we've bestowed upon him. And you let Gaius Van Belsel of all people get the better of you. How do you think this reflects on me, the legators of the 7th Legion, humiliated by traitors? Humiliated, I say. There's only one way to deal with worthless provincials, filth like you. Wait for me at the correction chamber. You need to be taught a lesson in obedience. Yes, my lord. Forgive the intrusion, Lord Valen. It is time for you meeting with the head of Magic Development. Oh, how time flies when you're whipping on useless soldiers in this shape. Yes, I'll be along once I've made myself presentable. Can't have people thinking I've let my standards slip now, can I?
What are you doing here? You wish to see me, Lord Valence? Did I now? Ah, yes, that's right. So you're Ellie, yes? And you joined the military of your own free will along with your fellow orphans? Such devotion. What an inspiration you are. You see, it is my firm belief that love grants us power to move mountains, to overcome any obstacle. Together we shall discover the strength that lies within you. Take my hand, child, and I'll show you the way. That sounds disturbing. It's good to see you, Gudrak. I presented the report to Master Colin, and the others uncovered a fair bit of useful information on the Imperial facility in Trinecliff. In fact, I'd like you to rendezvous with Gaius in the town square, where he'll reveal what they found. Once you are ready to depart, your escort will meet you there. Now that you are here, perhaps Sid will finally deign to hence his findings. Severa, inform him that Gudrak's arrival. Thanks for coming. What have you discovered? To tell the truth, we were lucky to obtain any information at all, considering the length to which the Imperials went in covering their tracks. You see, the hangar below was not just used to store the weapons, but played a crucial role in their creation. We now know the code names given to 3 of the weapons: Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Obviously, we were all familiar with the first 2, but the third is something of an unknown quantity. At any rate, at the very least, this confirms the existence of another of those abominations. At the very least. The problem lies in asserting that its whereabouts. None of the locals have seen anything resembling a weapon during transport, either by land nor air. Which of course leaves only one option: sea. According to the fragmented data that we were able to recover, the emerald weapon is equipped with aquatic capabilities, much like the sapphire, meaning that its escape meaning its escape from Tramcliffe. Everything would have gone undetected and could possibly be somewhere by now, anywhere by now, and if Alphonse plans to have it absorb more primals, the logical choice would be Eosia. And travel by sea would allow him to circumvent the front lines at Grimdark, at Gimlet. Entirely, the Alliance must be alerted at once. Hold your chokeable, Severa. It seems the Emerald weapon was still incomplete when the 7th Legion were through from Tramcliffe. In fact, it's far more likely that it was transported to another facility in order to add finishing touches. If your supposition is correct, that will narrow down our search to 2 possible locations: Castrum Marinus at the Rotanus Sea and Castrum Orchardins in eastern Lanosia, both of which is known to harbor remnants of the 14th Legion, your former subordinates, Gaius. Be that it as it may, our objective is unchanged. Lim, you and Severa will make your way to Castrum Acadence, and Project and I head for Castrum Miramun. Mirror. Shall we locate the Emerald weapon? We shall give the signal to dispatch the G-Warrior and eliminate it before it can be activated. Sorry to disappoint you, but we still repairing the damage it sustained during the encounter with Sapphire weapon. When elegant machinery has its uses, it's bugger to find replacement parts in a pinch. We've actually been working to expand its already impressive arsenal, but the G-Warrior itself is in no fit state of combat. While I'm aware that it is far from the acceptable replacements, I can provide an Ironworks submersible to help Gudrak and Gaius reach Castrum Merriman. I'll have one send ahead to Vespa Bay. A submersible, eh? I don't much like the sound of that. Perhaps Severa and I should count ourselves fortunate that our destination be approached by land. I pray you have a safe journey. Watch yourself out there, Gudrak. It is time we depart. Let us make our way to Vespa Bay.
Hey ho! What you see?
I have the power.
Hey you!
Hey, Vespa Bay. As per Master Garland's instruction, the submersible is ready when you are. But before you depart, I have received some scrap of intelligence regarding your opponent from my colleagues in Tranford. Apparently, it uses some sort of levitating handheld apparatus. 6 of them. In fact, though we are not quite sure what purpose they serve, it sounds like having eyes back of your head might come in handy. But that's all we know, I'm afraid.
You have our thanks. After all, forewarned it is forearmed. If the emerald weapon has indeed transported to this castrum, it would need to enter via the dry dock. We shall do likewise. As one might expect, there are measures in place to keep out intruders. The security system has been tricked into recognizing us as a imperial vessel. That said, infiltrating the facility is merely the first step. Shall the emerald weapon be activated, it is a matter of time before the pilot uses oversoul. Must silence the war machina before this happens, and failing that, grant your soul at its helm the mercy of a swift death. Had these wounds healed much more quickly, I could have gone with, but I fear I won't. I would only slow you down. As such, I shall provide the support I can from afar. Whatever happens, the emerald weapon must be defeated at all cost.
Yeah.
Huh.
Let the waiting game begin. I like my armor. But this is my mech armor. So after this trial series, I shall be wearing something else. It's been 1 hour 30 minutes, and I'll only wait for I don't know. Doesn't seem like this might happen today. Well, I'm gonna wait it out. One of each. Nice. Gosh darn accept, yeah, darn DPS. God damn it.
This is the emerald weapon. I've been expecting you, hero of the Eorzea. Look, Father, this is the power we command. Emerald weapon.
They can't see. See tomorrow. see tomorrow. Some on only transform.
It's not enough to beat the Empire's finest. Activating Oversoul. Fails up battle combat data initiate organic core override. Ellie, Alphonse, this is goodbye. Rex, what are you doing? What is the meaning of this? Wait, that glow! Bear witness to the glory of the Empire. This is Wurlet at the time of the invasion. Did the synthetic orosite cause all this?
Well, two of you are dead. Shit! Oh, there's. Oh. Whoa! Whoa! Jump down. Whee! Into the water. Okay, last one here. Annihilate. You were in the team.
And so it ends. But why would why would Rex store away his life like this? For this? You're right. If I am ever to learn the truth, I must concentrate on the task at hand. Of course, we do not need to wait for Sid's analysis to tell us whose combat data was used on this occasion. It galls me to think that my techniques and strategies would be so closely replicated. Nevertheless, the observation I made during the battle may yet prove useful. As a matter of fact, there was not the only information I was able to gather. I have intercepted a signal that reveals the troops stationed here are permitted to withdraw, seemingly in return to assist the 7th Legion. They must have known that the Alliance would follow the Emerald Weapon here. Sooner or later that made good their escape. Meaning that the way it is now clear for Sid to inspect the War Machina remains. We got here as soon as we could. Not that we could have done anything to prevent this tragedy. From what I have known, it seems that the Emerald Weapon was Malm for Malm, a great deal more powerful than the previous two. If this is allowed to continue, we know what sort of monstrosity the 7th Legion will conceive next. Nevertheless, Gudrak has once again proven himself capable of overcoming the worst the Empire has at its disposal. We may have remained to believe to hear that Castrum Occidents was free of anything resembling a weapon. Unfortunately, it was also devoid of any useful leads, and we came away empty-handed. Suspicious. In all honesty, part of me wished we had never found the Emerald Weapon. Perhaps then Rex would not have been forced to make the ultimate sacrifice. I only hope that he is finally at peace. We will do what we can to spare others from sharing his fate. I and the Ironworks will search this place from top to bottom for clues as to the 7th Legion's plans. Before that, allow me to sweep the area for booby traps and the like. I will not put it past the Imperials to have left
a few surprises for us.
Agreed. I'll go with you.
With that in mind, I'll begin my examination of Ruby Weapon. Carefully, that is.
Echo power.
Alphonse, you knew all this time, didn't you? Melissandia and Recon too. Everyone except me. And you, Rex?
Yes,
That's what the synthetic sight system is. The fusion between pilot and core is the key to Oversoul. And unless we use it, we don't have a chance of beating Father's newfound friends. They stand between us and the primals, without which the weapons will never reach their full potential. We thought that if you knew the truth about Oversoul, you'd try to stop us. Of course I would. But what I don't understand is why all of you are so willing to give your lives for the weapon project. What is this all for?
it all began the day Father left. Without his guidance, his protection, the Guardians lost any respect they once had for us. But this cruelty pales in comparisons to Valens. To him, conscript like us are expendable commodities, an endless supply of test subjects for his twisted experiments. But no matter what they do to us, we will never lose hope. If it is the duty of the strong to lead the weak, we will become strong and protect those who cannot protect themselves. The weapon project will give us the strength we need. We will create a weapon world where people like us can live without fear of persecution. We want you to see this newfound world for yourself, Allie. Even if we must give our lives in making it a reality.
But why me? The years spent serving for the Empire has changed us all except you, Allie. Even after everything you've seen, you're still the caring, innocent girl we grew up with. More than any of us, you deserve a chance at happiness. That's what we all agreed.
Ellie, listen to me. Right now, the soldiers assigned to watch over us have called away to the capital. Now is our chance to get you out of here.
But why don't you come with? If Alphonse and I ran, now, it'd only force others to take our place. We can't let that happen. This is our way of upholding the ideals Father's instilled in us. Our lives are a small price to pay for world's freedom. No. How can you expect me to leave you behind? I won't do it. He'll forever be at by your side, Ali. Rex, take her to the co-holding cell. No, let me go. So win or lose, the plan is to hand over the castrum to father, is that right? Yes. They'll take Allie into their custody before the Guardians return. While you will be free to pilot the emerald weapon without her interfering, we can't let her hinder the completion of the weapons project. I'm counting on you, Alphonse. Don't let our sacrifice be in vain. Rex, have you forgotten what I told you? You mustn't use Oversoul. I cannot lose you too. We both know I can't win without it. Besides, we need the combat data for the emerald weapon fighting at its peak. If we're to have any chance of perfecting the synthetic oversight system. You know, I'm not the sort to do anything by halves. Forgive me, Rex. Don't you worry about me. If this is where I meet my end, I'll do it, with a smile on my face. The rest is up to you, Alphonse. This is a girl you spoke of, yes? She was locked in a cell before, but I saw no harm in letting her out. I can't say for certain, but it seems she's been through quite an ordeal. No. Why, Rex? Why? Gaius. Once we've extracted the core, we'll take it back to Trincliffe for analysis. Perhaps she should come with us. There's no use in her staying here. Guardians may not be able to use magic, but they still have superhuman abilities. Severa is taking care of Ellie, but it may be some time until her nerves have settled. If the vision you witness is indeed true, Alphonse and Rex locked her away for her own safety. When she is ready, I will know more of what her brothers hope to achieve. That is why he must resort to such desperate measures. Allie's condition has improved somewhat, but she remains in the state of shock. We must give her more time to recover. There was one other thing I thought you must know. When we checked her for injuries, we saw that her back is covered with welts and bruises. Who did this to her? It seems she was subjected to beatings on a regular basis. Judging by the various stages of bruises, I dare say this must be the work of her guardian masters.
You speak as though you have seen this before.
See, I have lived through it myself. I was born in Werlet 23 summers ago past. My mother was a local, but my father was a purebred Garlean and a member of the occupying forces. Though I know very little about him, his ring afforded me imperial citizenship. His acknowledgement for our familiar tie was the extent of the responsibility he took for bringing me into this world. Still, it's more than can be said about most of his ilk. My mother and I were shunned by the people of Werlet who treated us as badly as Barnians did, if not worse. I thought if I were to become an imperial soldier, my position might somehow deter those who would cast scorn on my mother, if only out of fear, and so I joined the army. The acceptance I earned was but temporary, however, as my superiors were quick to blame my perceived shortcomings as my savage lineage, rather than waste time as on official court-martials they administer their own form of corporal punishment. I was assigned to the 12th Legion and fought under Xenos Galvis in Alamigo. The chaos that followed our defeat, I seized the opportunity and fled to Erlit. While it was never much of a home, it was all I had, but nothing could prepare me for what awaited. My mother for many years suffered from poor health and relied on medicine to keep her alive. In my absence, the Guardians have denied her treatment, claiming that it would waste it on savages. By the time I could return to her side, it was aught I could do. There was nothing left for me in Werlet. I would be punished for desertion. The Imperials discovered the reason for my return, and I was never accepted by my so-called countrymen to begin with. I ran as far as my legs could carry me. It was then that I met Gaius.
So that is the truth of it. Other than the few scant details, I knew aught of your past. It sickens me to think that I once fought under the same banner as such vile creatures. I have always believed it's to be the duty of the strong to lead the weak. Yet there are those who become drunk on the power afforded them by their station and prey on the ones they should protect. Like a canter. Their corruption has spread to every part of the Empire.
Even those with Garlean blood such as myself are subjected to their cruelty. They hold particular contempt for the Aura as easy targets for abuse, being so few in number. Perhaps like me, Allie thought she could be spared such treatment once she joined the army, alas. I only hope that with time, Allie can put the past behind her, make a new life for herself. But for now, all we can do is wait for her delirium to subside, and it is Veldulin's turn to keep watch. Let us ask him if there has been any change.
Set it and forget it.
I suppose you're here to ask about Ellie.
Yes. Is she well enough to speak with us?
As her condition has improved somewhat, I would say so. Provided you do not cause her any undue distress. We're here.
Ellie, I am sorry what happened to Rex. It was my fault. Alessandra and Rickon too. They died because of me and my foolish ambitions.
Father, no.
This cannot go on. Please, Ellie. You must tell me all you know.
Of course.
First, I need to know what became of you and your siblings after we were parted.
As much has happened. It seemed like a lifetime ago. After you disappeared, we were all assigned to the newly formed 7th Legion. At first, each legatus was quickly replaced by the next until eventually a man named Valens then Varos was given command.
Oh, there she is. That's the girl who's an engineer.
He was sent from the capital, but before that he was a specialist in experimental magic weaponry. We later discovered that he was ordered by the Emperor Varus to complete a project involving anti-primo machina, the weapons. But after the Emperor's death, he was free to employ whatever method he saw fit, and his greed for power only grew. Some even say he is planning to use the power of the weapons to lay claim to the throne. But I think there's another reason for his obsession with weapon project. Not that he'd ever tell anyone. He always mutters to himself that I've been able to put the pieces together. He's jealous of you, Father.
Valens Van Varos. I must admit it was only recently that I heard the name.
Valens used his knowledge of magic to devise various military strategies. He was given position in the army and quickly rose through the ranks. It was until one man stood in his way. Father, he was one of the candidates to lead the new 14th Legion, but the role fell to you. After that, he was assigned to serve under a far more gifted engineer, Nero. He was in charge of restoring the Ultima weapon. Valens has resented you ever since, going so far as to oppose the ideals you upheld when you treated those who served the Empire based on merit rather than on their race or origin. Valens is adamant that pure-blood Guardians are superior to all others. It never ceases to amaze me how far some will go in the name of revenge. All that hate pestering away. Nothing could ever come of it.
So the mark on your bodies are his handiworks.
Yes, Valens and his men. We are no more than fodder for his experiments. Playthings on which they can vent their frustrations. Every day is filled with nothing but pain.
If I had remained in Garland, you would never have been forced to endure this abuse.
It's not your fault, Father. We could have fled from Valence if we'd wanted to, after all. We're expendable and easily replaced, that's true. That's exactly why we couldn't run. In saving ourselves, we would have condemned others. But if we were to stay to see the weapon project its completion, we would gain the power to defeat Valence. And then the Empire itself. Freeing the world from its tyranny. That way, we might start afresh and find a place we can call home. And not just for us, but for anyone who wishes to live in peace.
You would give your lives for a future you may not live to see.
We took courage from your teachings, Father. The strong must lead the weak, and we must gain strength for means necessary. We will fight for the sake of those who cannot. But we knew that you never consent to our participation in the weapon project, which is why we couldn't turn to you for help. As the pilots, we're the ones who are able to stop Valence. We know who have power. We know just how powerful the weapons are. He would use them to bring the world to its knees. And his masterpiece is the worst of them all.
The diamond weapon.
If only I could get my hands on it, then I could save Alphonse and all of Worlet. Father, I know you and Alphonse stand on opposite sides of this conflict, but there must be a way you help him. He may have called you our enemy before, but he never meant it. He still loves you, Father. You are ever his inspiration to be.
I have failed him, failed you. But I refuse to abandon him to his fate. I'll free him from Valence, if it is the last thing I do.
Thank you. Thank you. He needs you, now more than ever.
Listen, Ali. I once sought the strength to rebuild the world as I see it. I saw of it, but the ultimate weapon was born not to create, but to destroy. Alphonse must not follow in my footsteps. I know all too well where they lead. I will do all I can to help your brother. Pray tell me where he is.
Please. I'm sorry, I don't know where he could be.
In that case, I shall have the Alliance dispatch scouts. Wherever he is, we will find him. As for you, Ali, you must stay here and rest.
Wait, you're the one who fought Rex, Recon, and Melisandria, aren't you? You're the ones who threatened your homeland. You only did what you had to do. I have no right to ask this of you, but lend my father your strength to save Alphonse. I know now why they call you hero. Alphonse, I do what I must to free you, even if it means going against father's wishes, but I have a good feeling about his new friend.
You know I can read your mind, right?
Severa, see that she has everything she needs. Our allies must be informed of these troubling events. May I ask that you relay these news to the troops in Girabania?
Your loving father act may fool the others, Gaius, but not me. For every life you've saved, you've ended 1,000 more. Or is it that your idea of redemption? Call it what you will. For all my transgressions, I believe I still have a part to play. Was I wrong to spare you that day? Or were you on your word? It seems the time has come for the Black Wolf to show his true colors. We recently received word of your victory over the Eleanor Buck. I expect it was another fine display of on your part. I feel like that's... I'm gonna give her a more feminine voice. Not that any of us were there to see it. For that reason, we'll be grateful for you to give us a blow-by-blow account, if you wouldn't mind. Good grief! It sounds like you had an awful lot to contend with, rather than me. Ahem. Rather you than me. Ahem. I shall add this to our ever-growing stack of reports. Should anyone wish to review this information ahead of the next sortie? Now, if I must say so, it looks like your ordeal has taken their toll. We'll let you know if anything requires your attention, but until then, be sure to get some rest. Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion, whatever.
It's time to burn away the bad.
Three weapons, 3 pitiful displays of ineptitude. That makes matters worse. One of my prime candidates, your precious sister, no less has escaped. And who shall she go crawling to but swine Gaius? After everything I've done for her. And this is how she repays me. As her older brother, it's your responsibility to instill some discipline in her. And you've failed miserably. Well, don't just stand there, boy. Oh, of course, it's your first time, isn't it? Come now, there's no need to be shy. You see, something wicked has taken hold of this young man, and it is our job to cleanse his troubled spirit. It may look painful, but it's the only way, I assure you. He'll be ever so grateful. And you want him to get better, don't you? Good. There's a good boy now. Let's try again, shall we? Burn away the bat. 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 Out. Burn out the bat. Burn out the bat. Burn out the bat. Burn away the bat. Burn away the bat. Burn out 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 the bat. God, that guy's creepy. Well done. You'll make father proud. Very proud indeed. As for you, I thought you were a cut above the rest of the savages. But it appears I was mistaken. And since you allowed that wretched sister of yours to escape, it falls to you to act as a replacement. I choose you as the next pilot. And your mission is simple. Kill that Gaius Van Balsa, whatever it takes. And if you so much as entertain the idea of betraying me again, I'll exterminate every last one of your kind. Like the vermin they are. Having said that, we will be forcibly initiating oversolver using Xenos' data, combat data, so whatever schemes you may be hatching will never come to pass. All you need to do is sit back and let the synthetic aura sight system work, with you as its conduit. You must thank me for allowing you to become part of my masterpiece. Your worthless existence shall finally have some semblance of meaning.
Lord Valens, preparations for the Oversoul trial are complete. We await your orders.
Splendid. There's never a dull moment around here. Now then, boy, who would like to see something special? Come along, everyone. Father has secrets to share with you. God, that guy is creepy. I don't know why I work for him. Oh, he's gonna scar those children for life. Is he dead? Oh, he's alive. This is my chance. And it's all thanks to the sacrifices made by my dear siblings. Finally, the weapon will be mine to command. Once it has reached perfection, I will be unstoppable. First of Verit, first of Valens, and the Empire itself will fall, and we will all be free at last. Father, keep Allie safe. Elisandria, Recon, Rex. I'll see you there. See you there through it. Until then, watch over me.
God damn it.
I'll see this through to the end, I promise. So, is it ready or not? The trial sequence has been primed, sir. Then get on with it. Initiating synthetic oversight system. Loading diamond weapons simulation. What's going on? You're helping us with a little research is all. Whatever your name is in there. Time has come for you to contribute to the glory of Golemald. This isn't what we agreed. You said that if I took part in the experiment, you'd let my family go. You have Xenos' data loaded, yes? Activate Oversaw and be quick about it. Understood, Lord Valens? Yahweh's combat data ready. Initiating organic core override. My mind is no. What is this? What is making? What is it takes to protect you both? I love you. I'm so sorry.
Oh God.
Where is my prey? Where? Organic core override complete. Xenosio Galvis data loaded. The subject is instinctively bound to seek out prey. Right from the outset. Regardless of the combat powers it may boast, I need an obedient servant, not a ravenous beast. Enough, shut it down. Deactivating synthetic oversight system. How revolting. What a mess it made of the cockpit. Adjust the settings and prepare for another run. Fortunately, we have the next test subject ready and waiting. But sir, you agreed to release his family in exchange for his cooperation. My. I never knew you to be such a wonderful you to have such a wonderful sense of humor. The great Valens Van Varos. Bargaining with savages, ha! Or fool him for trusting me in the first place. Yeah, he's a crazy man. You're working for a madman. What has science done? Ugh. Of late I can think about his weapons. I channel this passion into crafting homages to my favorite machina, which is more than a mere hobby. It is the wind in my sails. Why yes, of course. Just a moment, please. Ooh, gods be good. The thing weighs a tons. Perhaps I should have used lighter material. Behold, the emerald statue. So that's... what do you think? Every bit as terrifying as the foe you faced. Behold, the malevolent Malkite Marauder, the vicious Veridian, a villain, the Jew on this giant. Actually, perhaps one of the not the last one. Anyway, it's the emerald weapon. I assure you, I spared no expense in making it as true to life as to speak as possible. The information we received regarding its design revealed several startling details. Perhaps most surprising of all were the free floating manipulators or hands, if you're perhaps, which allows it to attack from multiple angles simultaneously. He learned that their position was based on tactics used by Galvis himself when he led the Imperial mission of Split. By surrounding the target, they are able to bombard it from all sides while keeping it pinned down. Not only that, but the emerald weapon was able to perfectly replicate Gaius's renowned Terminus S gunblade technique on the most largest scale. Though on a much larger scale, I wish I could have been there to see it myself. Ooh, oh, you're so lucky. Ha! Goodness me, all the talking has made me rather parched. But before I pour myself a nice glass of local Arak, I think it's time for us to fire up the real virtuality combat simulation experiencer to see what wonders it can conjure. Could happen. So don't say I warned you. Extreme has been locked. Right? Not gonna do it, but I'm gonna get the quest. Trying to get Ori-Ange out of that place. Fat tacos up it, fat tacos up it, fat tacos up it.
This maelstrom has sent word of a mounting, shaking tremble felt by every man and beast in the northern half of Verbert. I, the kobolds, awoke in the Lord of Crags, and his stumbling area doth echo with the highest strength shown by his sister Primal. Seek thee out high, Storm Commander Rastak Rastat Riki at Maelstrom Command in Shalominsa. Thine path is once more the story foot of Titan.
I'm gonna just do these offline because there's a little story tidbit that I actually don't know because I never actually paid attention to it because really I never done the extremes normally. I just get high level unsync and farm it for the mounts.
Ah, Tia. Glad am I to see you answer our desperate summons. As you have no doubt heard, the kobolds have seemed yet again called forth the primal titan within their mountain abode. The recent quaking of the lands can attributed to no other. Considering the intensity of the tremors, we can be sure that Urianje's warnings concerning the enhanced power of the Primal as far from idle. We Maelstrom officers would of course lead like aught but to scatter the belligerent old boulder ourselves. We cannot risk losing our soldiers to tampering. Once again, we must turn to the seasoned veteran of the Scions. According to our readings, the rumblings are strongest in the navel. Titan's usual haunt within
Gondora mines. You should be able to enter the primal domain by the tuning to the beast and its aetherites. Find within the kobolds' territory in the outer Nosha. In outer Nosha, after the previous defeat of their great father, you can wager they've recalibrated the crystals. May crash against this stubborn rock with the fury of 1,000 waves.
Go there in style with the chair. I built this chair. Oh, I should build this thing while I'm here. Really, dude? God, why did I come in here? Ugh, I need to kill 5 of them. A little bit later. When I'm not streaming. Wow, that's a lot. Oh God. Right, maybe be more careful. That's a bit smaller than last time. Just spin to... No. Alright. Titan.
Titan. Titan. Titan displayed a most satisfactory degree of destructive power. The intensifying effect of the ritual foci are undeniable. Powerful. Though this incarnation was the primal's, eventual defeat was not unexpected. The blunting strength shown by the bearer of light, however, has grown beyond reckoning. Such a demonstration of force serves us still. It invites ever greater retaliation. Yes, as the light burns brighter, so too are the shadows steep deeper in darkness. Rumblings have ceased. It seems that no more has power. No matter how powerful the Lord of Crags becomes, you and your companions are up to the task. Yes, you found something of interest in the navel. Is this bone? And such a grotesque design. Hopefully I will never understand. Honestly, I would never understand Cobalt's sense of aesthetics. You say you acquired a similar object after you defeated Battle of Garuda? Then we must consider this possibility that these trinkets are responsible for the primal's appealing strength. But I shall leave such conclusion to those more learned in the subject than I. May return to the waking sands and convey my greeting. Seurianje.
You lady looking at. Weird.
For those of you who don't know, this is a way to get there.
Talk to this fairy ticketer. You go straight to Vespa Bay.
So the Lord of Crags was also possessed of unprecedented vigor. And though thou hast returned with yet another curiosity of bone, the kobold are not known for fashioning objects in this manner. What is more, its construction doth bear a striking similarity to that of the trophy recovered by thee from Garuta's lair. The fleshless remains of Beastman's worshippers. This is the material common to both of those forbearing body foreboding ritual tools, but unsavory sorcery has the paragons bequeathed to these unsuspecting bonds. There is yet another commonality to this augmentation of the primals that concern me, and that is thee, Gudratia. For every mountain that thou thus conquer, I am struck by the answer waxing and potency of primals. The pattern is too clear to ignore. Such a cycle bodes naught but ill for the realm. I must unlock the truth nature of these immortal entities, or the land is once more wrecked with ruin. And as always, thou art my stoutest ally in the gathering of the acquired keys.
Alrighty. That should do it for now. Alright, thank you for watching. And if you're watching the VOD, I stream almost every day. Start between 9 and 7. I started at 9 today because I got caught up doing crafting jobs, which I don't really want to stream. Again, thank you for watching, and if you can, like and subscribe. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time it is for you and wherever you are. Thank you. Goodbye.